on. I have been trying to get on live for probably a half hour, and the level of what I have been dealing with is so insane with this V2K device on my head. You have no idea. Like, it is next level insanity. I don't know who they are, but there are people like, you don't look good enough. You're not, your hair doesn't look good. I mean, that's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with like hecklers. I'm dealing with, such a situation right now that I can't even explain to you. But I think it's just showing us that we are in the middle of a very chaotic time. Okay, we are a divided country right now, and we have to wake up. There is part of the country that is still waking up. And the irony of that is that they call the left woke. And it's like, I don't understand any of that. It's such a propaganda, like, media stunt to even like use those words as this like offensive terminology. Like, who does that? Donald Trump does that. Russia does that. Putin does that. Like, using terms to divide us. Like, now you took the word woke to divide the country more. Like, and I'm like, what are you? Okay, woke? I want to be woke. I want to be awake. Yeah, wake the F up. We're not in the 1940s anymore. It is time to wake the F up, okay? The other team is trying to take women's rights away. The other team is racist. The other team is pro-Nazism, Ratsism. And right now we are in the freaking crux of a world global dictatorship, and we have to uncover truths still about the Trump's presidency. We're in 2024, y'all. 2016 is when he was not even elected, because I know for a fact he never won, and I know for a fact there is evidence that he didn't win that the banks have. I know for a fact there is evidence. But the fact that our own Justice Department, our own bureau, couldn't figure that out is probably the most scariest thing right now. Like, to me, that's the scariest thing, is that we didn't figure that out. We let him continue to infiltrate us through the Mueller investigation. We let them come in and freaking shut everything down with Bill Barr, okay? And I feel like we're still there. We're still in the dinosaur time frame. Like, we're still uncovering this stuff right now. Like, it is so scary to me as a country that we have that man on the presidential ballot. That is the scariest thing in the world, knowing what he has done to national security, knowing he got our freaking country. And for all of you people who are my OGs, okay, a lot of you guys were unsubscribed from my channel, thanks to all of their freaking techies, okay, who attacked my channel and all my content. I erased probably like half of my content off the channel because they were weaponizing it against me with a nanotechnology. They were using bots on my content to torture me so I couldn't sleep, so that I couldn't function. And I eventually just was forced to delete half of my freaking channel's content, which affects my monetization, which affects my reach, which affects everything, okay? And that was like half of my freaking channel because I felt like I was physically being threatened. Things were happening in my house. My freaking clock started going to military time on their own. My freaking lights started flickering. I started receiving shower heads from PSE&G. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, weird stuff. My phone got infiltrated. It's like everything you could imagine started happening to me. I had a dream about Oleg Deripaska and the FBI, that he said I would be gone within a month. And all of a sudden I was being followed by Russians in my neighborhood. I mean, I went through some of the scariest stuff that a lot of people who maybe came on my channel later don't know about, that I had already talked about. But I went through I'm still going through it. I've been through the wraths of hell. They put this freaking device on my head. Anything you can think of that could happen to a person on US soil, they have done to me. And right now we are in the crux of this battle of their Nazi regime. And the thing that is so ironic is that it's so apparently Nazi. It's so apparently, this fascist control order. We witnessed this entire regime overthrow the United States of America. We witnessed that, okay? We watched that happen. We witnessed the pure negligence of this president and how much he didn't care about our country. We witnessed it with COVID-19. We witnessed it with everything that was going on with him. We watched him crash the freaking post office before a national election. We watched him infiltrate it. We watched him infiltrate every part of our government, every part of our military. We watched and witnessed it. And we are still in 2024 having that man on the presidential ballot. And I feel like we have to really we have to wake up. The rest of the country has to wake up right now. Another message that was coming through for me was that there's this illusion. There's like an illusion with our country thinking that our allies didn't know what was happening at the time of Trump's presidency. There's an illusion that they didn't see it. And I feel like the message that's coming through today is that they saw it. Our allies knew what was happening to our country. And I feel like they then had to spring into action and figure out their plans without our country because they knew what was going on. I feel like their intelligence knew more of what was going on over our own intelligence because I think Trump intentionally released anybody who was not aligned to his regime, so to speak, just like Hitler. And I think one of the messages today, I was getting really, really strong messages that our allies were really awakened to what happened. And the people or the country that is in the most delusion right now globally is the United States of America. And what we look like to the rest of the world is a bunch of morons. Like, we don't look like we know what's going on. And in our country, we have kind of swept it under the rug what happened. Like, we're in cover-up mode. We've been in cover-up mode for the last 7 years, covering up what happened and pretending it's not what we really thought. But when I was reading almost a year prior to the insurrection, I saw paramilitary training at our military bases for something. I didn't know it was the insurrection. But after that reading is when my client, who I believe is some form of intelligence, Christopher, attacked me. He hurt me physically. He pushed my soul out of my body during one of our sessions. And I didn't know at that time that I was uncovering something that I wasn't supposed to uncover on my live. But I was being watched very heavily by his regime, and I didn't know. I didn't really know the level of it. I mean, I know that client said that his boss was in the Pentagon and things like that. He mentioned things like that, but I don't know if I necessarily believed I was really being watched by them. But now, in hindsight, I know that I was infiltrated. I was infiltrated by them. I was severely physically, mentally, psychologically infiltrated by Russia and Trump's regime. And they had full eyes on me the entire freaking time. And I had no flipping clue. No flipping clue. Thank you, Tina. She loves the green hair. It's my adventure hair. It's all washable too. So I'm still growing out. I'm trying to transition the gray, but this was the part that was still brown. So it's gonna eventually all wash out. But anyways, I think right now, I don't know why this is coming up right now, but I guess I'm just going to honor it. Germany. I keep hearing Germany. Like over and over again. And the only thing I can think of is that it leads back to Deutsche Bank. And Deutsche Bank was a big focus of the Mueller investigation, okay? And a lot of what was going on there. I remember having a dream about Putin having like accounts at Deutsche Bank. And it just kind of all feels very reminiscent of Nazi Germany. I was thinking about this yesterday in terms of where we're at spiritually, energetically, since I am a spiritual teacher, I am an intuitive, and I'm trying to look at this even from like a higher perspective than, I guess, the energies that we're kind of in right now. But it almost feels like in order for us to heal the lifetimes that were affected by Nazi Germany, the Hitler regime, all of the concentration camps, and what was done to Jewish people, it's like the only way for it to heal, I think, is that it almost comes up in the 3D as a resurrection of that war. And it might not look identical to the war, and it might not turn into the level of what it was, so to speak, during that time period. But it does feel like it has to come up in order to be healed, because I don't think it's like a coincidence like where this began. Like I'm saying, I'm talking about Germany, I'm talking about Deutsche Bank. That's the beginning of where this was. And then now look at what's going on with Israel. So I think it's just like it's like a really interesting thing when you start to like look at just some of the people that are involved. The irony of it is that Jared Kushner is Jewish, right? Isn't that the irony of the whole thing? And that it feels like a lot of this regime is Jewish, okay? So it almost feels like it's like a reversal in some way of Nazi Germany, because it's like the other way around somehow. And I don't think that that's like a coincidence either, because I think it all then goes back to like the Holy War and all the other things that still have not been cleaned up energetically as well, going back to our past lives and everything that happened. But a lot of the messages that I've been getting is that there is something that we still have to learn, I guess, as a whole, is that we're all one, we're all connected, and that goes back to the law of one. And so everybody feels everything, and when there's an imbalance in the world, we feel that imbalance, okay? And we have to wake up to these false illusions right now, especially even going back to the Holy War, that it's only light and dark, you know what I mean? Like if we just break it down, it's light and dark. And you either are going with the light or you're going with the dark. And the dark is acting out of manipulation, greed, power, control. Okay, that's part of their regime ownership. Okay, world domination. You are either with the dark or you're with the light. And right now, as a globe, as a whole, we have to make that decision. Okay, and what team you're on. And when you are going with the light right now, the light has been forced into a form of Avenger mode, okay? And they have to work with the light and learn how to work with the light, using the light, okay, to release the dark from them, cutting cords from the dark. And we also have to use our voices, because our voice is one of the most powerful tools that we have been given. And that is by speaking truth into everything, okay? And every day I have to do that. That is part of my job that I don't get paid for. I don't get paid for the work that I do as a whole. I am like out there freaking saving lives. I'm an Avenger. And in another dimension, I'm a freaking badass warrior Avenger. And I am like, and I have been for a long time, for years, because I was forced to do it, because I almost lost my life many times. They went after me with this type of warfare that is deadly, and they hit a button and I have left my body. I have seen the light. I have rescued people. I have had to send out high vibrations of love energies to save people who are also being murdered at the same time as me. And I don't want to say that on my channel, but it's the freaking truth. Okay. We entered into Nazi Germany already. It already happened. We already are in World War III. It is being done interdimensionally through a form of technology. Okay, a very advanced weapon system. And I had talked about that with Havana syndrome. I believe our some form of military or advanced military portal or system was infiltrated. It was probably linked to one, one of our branches, okay, of military. And they turned it into the freaking Donald Trump garbage dump truck, dark market, black market, essentially. They turned it into a freaking Russian roulette, okay? They turned it into a freaking dark human trafficking pedophilia ring. And it is connected to all of the GOP right wing. It is connected to Pornhub. It is connected to Zuckerberg, Meta. It is connected to Bill Gates. They were working in coordination with these dictatorships through dark money. They were moving money through cryptocurrency. What is crypto? Dark. It's dark money. It's dark money, crypto. One of the founders of crypto, or not founders, but one of the original people, he came on recently and did an interview, and he said if you knew what crypto really was, you would never touch it and you would get rid of it immediately. And that is the truth. And I've been saying that on my channel for years. Do not go near it. Do not go near. You are funding the dark agenda if you go near it. Every single person that got involved. I felt that so strong. When I was doing readings, I'm like, this is how they're moving money, because they weren't able to move it through the banks. And that's the way they were able to kind of sneak it through, was through their crypto. And that was part of their agenda, was then to eventually replace cash, okay, banks, traditional money with crypto so they can move it quickly between countries. And that was part of their world domination plan. I was getting those messages around the Bilderberg group, okay, and then meeting up at the Bilderberg group. Who attended the I don't know if it's 2015 or 2016 Bilderberg group. It was all the bank CEOs, all the bank CFOs. They're all there. You can find the facts. If you start getting the information, you can start researching real fast. Okay. They just did a multi-million dollar deal right now. An oil deal just went on with Texas. Okay. I just looked it up. Okay. It made the headlines yesterday, I believe. Okay, it was between Marathon and I can't remember the other, it might have been like US something, okay? A multi-million dollar. Check out those deals. Look at the weapons deals. This is the stuff that we have to wake up to, okay, guys? All right, if you are pro freaking the light, start researching who's doing the money deals, okay? So I looked it up, and it's between two oil people in the same state is the freaking oil deal. And it's millions of dollars. So I immediately think, okay, who is this connected to? And of course, the person who is selling it is connected to Bush. Okay. It was connected to like one of the, I don't know. I guess it was stated that they were connected to one of their societies or something like that. I don't remember. Some like reading society, or no, there's something like Nancy Bush's like readings, whatever. There was something referencing the Bushes, and we know Bush is in Texas. Okay. And so there's an oil deal going through in Texas. All right. That is 150 million. I want to say it was 150 million, or was it 150 billion? Might be billion. And so what are they doing essentially? Are they moving money right now? Are they moving a large amount of money in Texas right now? Like, that could be essentially them moving money. They could create a freaking fake oil deal. They could be on the same side of the coin. They could be all friends, but they somehow moved now 150 billion through their banks. Now, I don't know who their banks are, but I could go look up maybe who the fuck their banks are and who's actually the architect behind the deal, who's brokering the freaking oil deal. But that's the level. That is the level that we have to be operating at in terms of how we are thinking now as Americans and as a globe. We have to watch the money. We have to watch all of the weapons deals, okay? Because that's how they are moving the money. That's how they are setting the playing ground for their dark regime. Big oil has to go. Big oil has got to go. And lithium is not the answer. We're not doing smart cities. We're not freaking gutting Africa with all the lithium. I'm going to get all the boats and I'm going to get them all their lithium back to Africa. I'm going to send it all back. All back. And they can lose all their money. They're not going to get a refund from Africa, okay? They can just send their freaking lithium back. We're not doing the smart cities because that's part of their tracking technology to track humans and chip us, okay? And they're not telling everybody that, but that is the honest truth, okay? The chipping, they're already normalizing it in workplaces. And if you've watched the bot media, they're acting like it's a positive thing. There is nothing positive about implanting a chip into a human. We are not dogs. We are humans. We are humans, okay? But they're normalizing it already. That's a scary space. That is a very scary space. You look at tech news in terms of tracking employees and chipping people, it's already being done. It's already been done to me. And we cannot let our governments monitor us and own us. It's inhumane. And it is real. This is real. And this is their plan. This is not going away with this administration, or with not the administration, but with their regime, okay? Their dark regime. It's not going to go away. And so we really need to start waking up to the truth. The smart cities are a part of that entire plan. And we watched the Maui fire, okay? We watched what happened as a globe and what was already in place. What had already been approved? A smart city, okay? That was already approved. And they had talked about that. A lot of the victims talked about the government being corrupted. They've talked about the celebrities going in. They talked about Oprah, okay? They talked about everyone who is there, who has land there. They're all part of a secret society. They're all connected to Scientology. Oprah is one of them. Oprah is one of them, okay? They're all part of the same machine. And they got in too deep. They got in too deep, okay? However that happened, it happened. But they are not on the right team, any of them. And smart cities don't really align to Hawaii, okay? They're all about the land, okay? So why would they want technology owning them? Why would they want a smart city? Why would they want everything on the same freaking, whatever, satellite grid or whatever they're planning to do with their freaking cities? Guess who owns all the satellites? Look at the satellite systems. You can go and check out a satellite map and who has them. You know, it's like all the freaking billionaires have the satellites. And we haven't put any type of legislation in place or any kind of protections in place to protect humans from their satellite systems. You know, chemtrails. We have nothing protecting us from chemtrails in the United States of America. You can go to Mexico. Chemtrails are illegal. Why are they not illegal in the United States? Because our lawmakers don't give a crap. They don't care. They're paid off probably by the same oil guys. They're paid off. You know, it's like everybody is paid off by this same freaking group. And it goes back to Wall Street, Trump, Manhattan. Okay, it all goes back and it's the same players. It's the same freaking players. And it's the same machine. It's the same freaking machine that's been running the show forever. And it's dinosaur. It's freaking dinosaur. And it's time for us to shut the machine down. I'm all about corn oil. I'm ready. I'm going to get all of Bill Gates's land. I'm going to start planting corn. I am moving into corn oil. I will get conversion engines made. I will figure it out. Okay. I'm going to get all the conversion engines made for all the cars. So we don't have to go out and buy cars. Okay. All of Elon's freaking electric stations or his charging stations, his battery lithium stations, they're all operated by oil. That's how they're run. Okay. It's like, it's the same freaking machine, dude. It's like, when are we going to freaking rise. His electric cars are not good for the environment. That was a lie. That was a complete and utter lie. That is a lie. If you have an electric car, you're not doing anything for the environment but destroying it. You are destroying the environment with an electric car. The smartest freaking cars were the freaking cars that they were converting into using, they were using oil from fast food joints. Corn oil, French fries. They smell like French fries. Those are the best freaking cars. And corn oil is a sustainable, renewable resource. So you think that we can't figure that out? With all the technology we have, we couldn't figure out how to get onto a renewable, sustainable resource? Honestly, do you think? We could go to space. We could do all this stuff. We can chip people. We can infiltrate people on a level that is cellular and biological, but we couldn't figure out a renewable resource for freaking cars and for any other type of vehicle or boat or plane. We couldn't figure that out. You honestly think that? No, hell no, hell no. The oil guys, they probably have their own little contract military. They have their own freaking intelligence contractors, and they go after people. They go after people that threaten their money. That's big oil. Big oil. So right now, we have to freaking shut down big oil. We have to rise above that. We have to find out who their intelligence contractors are. We have to find out who their underground people are. Why, and all of their deals. Because they're just throwing around. Look at this. The $1 billion deal just went through yesterday in freaking Texas. It's like we have to freaking move into something better, you know? And it's time for the oil guys to freaking wake up and move into something better. It's time for them to freaking move into something that is actually good for the environment. Why are we drilling in our beautiful oceans? To destroy the water. It's simple. Why the hell would Trump go to sacred ground, okay? Why would he go to sacred ground and decide to build an oil pipeline which is a direct water source? Why would he do that? Who in their right mind, I'm just talking on a sanity level, who in their right mind builds oil pipelines through water sources, which we actually need to survive here? Who in their right mind that is for humanity would ever do that? And somehow, Trump's base and the GOP think it's okay. Then they're not well. That is a level of insanity that is not okay to lead, okay? That is not a level of anyone with a brain would know you never touch a water source, ever. You never touch a water source. We need water. And I'm thinking, he went on the other day at a rally, Trump, and he went and he talked about big oil, promising big oil. He's going to go back to his freaking coal agendas, right? And fracking. That was his terminology. Like, he's proudly going to bring back fracking. Like, fracking? Like, I'm just like, are they that stupid? Like, are they, like, they didn't see the documentary on fracking? They don't understand what it does to the water sources? That it kills people? They didn't see any of that? They don't know anything? Like, honestly, I mean, I'm just like, this is who he is. Like, this is who this man is right now. And the level of ignorance of the people who follow him, they probably don't even know what fracking is. They have no idea what fracking is. But if they knew it was killing people and killing their children and families, do you think they might not vote for him? Do you think they might not support him? If they had the correct information? And the thing is about the money and power is that he's in debt. None of them have freaking money. He's owned by Saudi Arabia right now. He's freaking owned. He's been owned. He was owned by Putin before. They're all freaking owned. Like, their money is an illusion. So he's not free. He's not a free man. He wasn't a free man when he was the president. He was not free. He was owned at that point. He refused to give everyone his taxes for a reason. For a reason, which should never be allowed, ever. Because he was compromised. And that's part of the whole situation with Sally Yates and the firing of her, because she raised the freaking red flag that he was compromised by Russia. And that's what led into all of the investigations. So right now, I think that we all are just breaking through this illusion. We are breaking through the truth. We are having to understand how the right operates, how they are getting money. And a lot of it is through these weapons deals and through big oil. That's what it's through. But the irony of it all is that big oil, they're charging what, up to five something a gallon, okay, on the West Coast. Big oil is raking in the dough. They are getting money off of the American people every day. They are stealing from us. They are stealing money from us intentionally when they can go to a cheaper oil. They are taking money out of Americans' pockets every day. So any American that supports big oil is doing a disservice to their own freaking wallet, especially when the entire Trump regime was being shown and pitched the biggest, most obnoxious gas-guzzling trucks that probably cost up to $100 to freaking fill the tank. So those are the people that are getting screwed the most. His base is getting screwed the most. Their trucks cost the most to fill up. Yet they were sold this idea that those big trucks meant they were powerful. They were strong. Well, guess what those trucks are doing to their freaking wallet, to their bank accounts. And guess what those trucks do then to the oil supply for the rest of us that don't have the gas guzzling trucks. You know, it's all about supply and demand. Supply and demand. Okay? So we have limited oil supply, which we don't, but they will probably pretend we do. If we have limited oil supply, then they're going to raise the freaking prices of oil. So the big gas guzzling truck Trump base is causing the pricing in oil to be as high as it is because of the demand. And the oil guys don't care. They just did a $150 billion deal yesterday. They don't care. They don't care about Trump's base. They're raping Trump's base right now. They're raping them of money, to put it bluntly. That's what they're freaking doing right now. And their pockets are getting deeper. So we're going to keep filling the oil guys' pockets over and over again, right? As they ruin our waters, as they create all of the wars, they create their Saudi Arabia deals. They're aligning to all of the people, all of the countries that don't have the same value system as us. They're the ones that are doing that. So what's the point? What's the point? Are they really doing anything for us or the world? No, it's a lie. It's a full-on lie. We are watching it happen in front of us every single day. We are just filling their pockets. They don't care about Trump's base. They are making billions of dollars off of Trump's base right now. Billions of dollars. And that is the God honest truth. That is the God honest truth. And look at us. Look at us. Our bank accounts are freaking, it's like, I don't know, man. Who's really winning here? You know what I mean? So I think it's time for us to start really waking up. And right now we are moving through a lot of the illusion, so to speak, of what they have been pumping out as what actual power means. It's not dude, my viewer count has been on 45 for how long? You think that's an accident? That's not an accident. They've already been doing that. They mess with my viewer count. They mess with my counts. They mess with my algorithms. They mess with everything on my channel intentionally. And it's always that way. I would come on here and I would have, I don't even know, probably thousands of views. I have over 16,000 subscribers and I have 48 people that come on my live. Do you think those numbers are accurate? Hell no. Hell effing no. Hell to the no. Do you know how many subscribers I've had come to me and say that they were unsubscribed from my channel? That's a dictatorship. That's a dictatorship. That is owning the wealth. That is taking the power away from people who have created their own following, that have been creating their own independent wealth outside of their corporations, outside of their freaking money wheel. That is them taking back control and controlling how much money YouTube and content creators make. And that is how they freaking want to stay in power. I hope there are huge lawsuits for what they freaking did to me and other content creators, because it's obvious. It's so obvious what they're doing because the numbers don't line up. The numbers don't make sense. I have done screenshots of my viewer counts, okay, after a live when I have seen the numbers probably double what they come in as on YouTube. They lie about everything. They make that, I don't know if that's the NSA. I don't know who the hell is doing that, but it's a complete lie, everything. And with this viewer count right now, I could have thousands of people watching and it would say I have 46. I just saw an orb go by. I could have, on my content, I could have millions of views and it would show up that I only have a certain amount. My views cap out after like 2,000. They simmer down. They don't expand after 2,000. Can we get all 45 people to say something? It's like my views, it's so funny. Like you'll go to all my videos and they max out at a certain number. Like they don't go past a certain number. It's like so rare. They're always at the same number. It's like, it's completely by design, completely. I could potentially have millions of views, but I would never get the money because they don't want me to have money. They don't want me to be monetized. They don't want me to have a stake in the money. You know why? Because I have a voice. I have a brain. Because I'm smart. I'm intelligent. And I know what they freaking did. And I called them out on it on this channel for a long ass time. There's another one here. Paula, thank you. She said she got unsubscribed. That's the truth of who they are. And their numbers, they'll take their propaganda content creators and they'll give them my views. They'll give them millions of views. And their propaganda will go out as truth, as reality. And people will believe it because they have millions of views. And it's full-blown lies. Trump is a liar. He will never be anything other than a fraud. He is a fraud. Everything about him is aligned to lies. And if there's one thing he knew about psychological warfare, it was that if you lie enough times about the same thing, eventually it will become a truth. And he was able to make facts secondary to his lies. And that's a very scary form of warfare. That is very scary. And he was able to do it through money and paying off Fox News, the Mercers being involved, Rupert Murdoch. He just married a freaking Russian. And he freaking just buys off the media. It's not even his money. It's probably Putin's money because he infiltrated the country with Putin. And it's Russian money that freaking bought our freaking media. And now we have nothing going out that's even factual. It's like we have to freaking start getting the real stories out there. The real stories. None of this garbage. I swear, every day I'm waiting. Every day I check the news, guys. Every day I check the news. I'll check tech news. I'll check politics. I'll check everything. I'm saging right now. I will check everything. And I'll just see if there's anything aligned to the truth going out. And there never is. Never. I mean, other than like following trials and stuff like that, that's fine. But nothing in regards to the truth in regards to his presidency and what has actually happened. There are no indictments coming in for any of them. There is nothing coming in terms of arrests linked to them, their human trafficking rings, their pedophilia crimes. Like nothing is coming in. I'm always looking. I'm like, why isn't anything coming in? Like, why? Like they have been in a hotbed of freaking criminal activity for years and nothing ever seems to come in. It's so strange. And I keep waiting. I keep waiting and waiting. And I've even told you all, I have contacted ICE. I called ICE. I called their human trafficking line to report what happened to me. And they're freaking, I'll never, ever forget their freaking recording because they were spelling out like ice.gov. And I was just like, what the hell? It was like golf. Oscar. Victor. Like they were spelling out like where the trafficking comes from. Like it was like, we want to help you, but we will guide you to where you need to go. It was like India. Like I was just like, okay, that's Bill Gates. Like I got it. Oscar, Hollywood. Okay, we got it. Like I'm like, I get it. I got it, guys. I got it. I swear to God, you guys, Cole Ice, just listen to whatever they're saying. It's like code for where the trafficking is going on. I was like, okay, golf, Tiger Woods, the escort. Remember that whole thing that went down with Tiger? Yeah, that's all part of it. It's all part of it. The escorts and stuff. Yep, that's it. Just go. The PGA. Just look at Trump. Golf. Look at it. Look at where he went, right? He was really going into Scotland real hard, right? Trying to work some business deals there. Just start looking. Just look at all of the golf resorts. Start looking at the locations of them, right? All part of it, guys. All part of it. Now I know. Now I know. Now I get it. I get it, guy. I get it. All right. So anyways, I think a lot of it is going to start unveiling. Now they're going to be like, oh, the PGA is going to come after you. Like, fuck that shit. Okay, let's start bringing in the arrests then for the trafficking that comes through. I mean, we already now know about the Super Bowl, right? I mean, we all know that it is the #1 event for human trafficking. Okay, we have that information now. Now, a lot of people don't want to go to the Super Bowl. You know, a lot of times there's a lot of intelligent people that come out and they say, you know, sports was designed to distract from what was really going on. And you think about the male mentality of sports, right? The camaraderie of sports. And then it starts going into the betting and the gambling and everything else. It's like it all leads back then to what? Women, sex. I mean, it all goes to the same machine at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like it's like it all like funds through. Okay, I don't know. Whoever's in my headset right now, they're not. They're going, Amy, cut it. You need to shut it. Shut it down. You can't talk this much. Me and my 51 watchers right now. They're not. They're like, no more, Amy. Cut. I'm talking about that. We're not going into that right now. But it's the truth. It's the freaking truth. Come on, guys. It's like, honestly, like, I think we're figuring it out right now. And we can think about even like the money machine with sports. And anyway, I don't really want to go into it. The right-wing states, everything, you know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, let me just see if there's like any like final messages right now. Tell them to shut it. Hey, Polly! What's up, girl? Oh my God. Guys, if you knew what I went through on a daily, you would be like, oh my God. Last night they were trying to get me to marry Matt Gaetz in this headset. So just to let you know, the level of this is just, you know, next level right now. I got stuck in something that's a little weird. A little strange. Don't really understand it fully. Okay, so let's see here what's going on. They're telling me to shut it right now. All right, so other messages for the collective. Other messages for the collective. Don't you think we'd be a good couple, though? Honestly? Can't you see me and Matt? You know, we're both fiery. You know? opposite ends of the spectrum completely. We don't have any of the same ethics and values, but you know, who knows, right? All right, so let me see if there's any other messages right now for the collective. We have Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? One of my earpieces cut out. They cut out. They're like, okay, it's a wrap. We're gonna cut that out. They just dropped the earpiece on me. Okay, Amy said too much. All right, how are you being called to step up and lead right now? That is what we're being guided to I guess, ask ourselves. How do we step up and lead? And I definitely feel like it is through speaking our truth. I can't. I'm sorry. They're influencing what it says. Matt, is that you? It's total insanity right now on my headset. Okay, we have the Four of Cups reverse coming through. Four of Cups, and let's see what else we have going on here. We have I think that was like a fire sign coming through. Fire and the reverse coming through. All right, so I think right now we have a tower. Here we go. We have a tower of a situation coming through. And we have justice coming through right now. Okay. So I think that's where we're at. Right now we're in the tower. So perhaps something is coming to light. There's a towery of like situation in terms of justice, in terms of like what has happened, or maybe something has to break down in order for justice to prevail in some way right now. I'm also feeling fire energy, like all the fires that have been happening as well. Like a lot of the fires, there's been like a lot of random fires happening. I was thinking about this. I mean, I'm just logically, which, you know, I am a free thinker, and that's offensive to the Republican Party. But, you know, our fire departments were not experiencing any kind of fires for like a really, really long time. And thank you, Mick. The fire departments were voluntary. Most of them are volunteer fire departments, depending on obviously where you are. But for the most part, a lot of them were moving towards volunteer work because there's not really a lot of fires, you know. So I think we got like a hold on that. But like recently, there's been a lot of fires. A lot of fires, like in the last year or so. And I'm like, that's odd. Especially because a lot of, like I said, fire departments don't even have like full active firemen on staff. And they're usually volunteer. So it's a little odd that we went to fire departments only having volunteer firemen because there were never any fires. So all of a sudden just having so many fires. And now they're being paid $200K. And I'm just like, what's going on all of a sudden? It's a little strange. A lot of fires in Manhattan suddenly. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll leave you guys there with those thoughts. Just some things that I've just kind of just taken notice to. I'm always noticing things, always noticing, keeping an eye on everything. I'm keeping an eye on gas prices right now because of my car and my whole situation. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm wishing you guys the best. Sending you guys so much love. Thanks so much for all of your love, support, your donations. Thank you for all of your donations. They've helped me so much going through whatever this is that I'm living in right now. I don't know what it is. I don't really know how to summarize this chapter. It's just called Into the Unknown, I think is. We'll just throw in some Elsa in that. I don't really know what this chapter in my life is considered. It's just I think I'm lost in translation. I think that's where I reside right now. I don't really reside in a space, but I get to see my daughters, so there you go. But there's nothing really concrete or predictable about my life right now. I don't have answers, and I am just in a place of, I don't know, limbo, transition. But anyways, I just want to thank all of my 52 watchers. You're amazing. I'm going to send you guys so much love, like heart. I just want to thank all of you for standing by me through this insanity, and for being a part of it. You've been a part of the show. You've been a part of the Trump show. Congratulations. I am part of his overly produced reality show. And I am sending you guys so much love and blessings. And I will talk to you guys soon, okay? Take care. Bye.